Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening and welcome to Global Perspective with Kaswar Klasra. Last week has been full of news as Donald Trump signed record number of executive orders and had shown his intent to make America great again. Similarly, Russia-Ukraine war has been keeping the journalists busy in their routine work. Next week, starting from January 27, is also likely to keep the journalist busy. Let's discuss the issues which may make next week special in the news. First of all, let's discuss Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri's visit to China. That is really important, ladies and gentlemen. Indian Foreign Secretary Shri Vikram Misri will be visiting Beijing on 26 to 27 January 2025 for a meeting of Foreign Secretary Vice Minister mechanism between India and China. The resumption of this bilateral mechanism flows from agreement at the leadership level to discuss the next step for India China relations, including in the political, economic, and people to people domains. India and China, two of Asia's leading economies and world's most popular nation, are working to boost bilateral ties after 4.5 year long military standoff along the line of actual control brought ties to grinding halt. After dozens of rounds of the talk, what is the best part of this visit is both diplomatically and militarily an agreement was reached between the two nations and troops on both sides pulled back from the buffer zones, returning the status quo. This happened within a week of Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping announcing it during a meeting in Russia late last year in 2024. It was a pleasant development, ladies and gentlemen. Following this, Chinese and Indian foreign and defense ministers also met each other on multilateral occasions. After Ajit Doval, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri will be the second high level visit by any Indian official to the Beijing in a month. So, the next on our priority list, ladies and gentlemen, is the Poles and Belarus, one of the most important nations in Central Asian states. Polls are underway in Belarus uh, for presidential election, with long-term leader Alexander Lukashenko expected to extend his more than 3 decades in power in the absence of any real opposition. And ladies and gentlemen, in absence of any real opposition, it means that he is going to extend his role for a number of more years as well. Voters begin casting their ballots at 8 a.m. local time on Sunday today in country's first presidential vote since Lukashenko crushed mass protest against his government in 2020, 4 years ago, and permitted Russia to use Belarusian territory for its invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The 70 years old former collective farm boss has been in the power in Belarus since 1994 and is seeking a seventh term. The country's last presidential election in 2020 ended with nationwide protest, unprecedented in the history of the country, of 9 million people. The opposition and Western nation accused Lukashenko of rigging the election and imposed sanctions. In response, his government launched a sweeping crackdown, leaving more than 1,000 people imprisoned, including Nobel Peace Prize winner Alice Volodsky, founder of Vienna Human Rights Center. The United Nations estimates that some 300,000 Belarusians had left the country since 2020, mostly to Poland and Lithuania. They will not be able to vote, with Belarus having scrapped voting abroad. All the opponents and the enemies should understand and do not hope we will never repeat what we had in 2020. Lukashenko told a stadium in Moscow during ceremony on Friday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, third most issue on our priority list is the activities of President Donald Trump. You heard right. We are going to discuss President Donald Trump and his activities, not only in the United States of America, but also what's cooking up in the Middle East and the Ukraine and other parts of the world as well. Days after Trump brokered a deal between Hamas and Israel, Trump is planning its another move. Next week, his administration is expected to come up with a solid plan regarding reconstruction of Gaza. According to reports, US President Donald Trump floated a plan to just clean out Gaza. That's the name of the plan. And said he wants Egypt and Jordan to take Palestinians from the territory as a fragile truce between Israel and Hamas aimed at permanently ending the war, and which enters its second week on Sunday. The truce deal that came into effect on January 19, and ladies and gentlemen, it was actually brokered by Donald Trump, saw four Israeli hostages and around 200 Palestinian prisoners released to joyful scenes on yesterday. And in the second such exchange so far, but after 15 months of war, Trump called Gaza a demolition site and said he had spoken to Jordan's King Abdullah II about moving Palestinians out of the territory. Ladies and gentlemen, most Gazans or Palestinian refugees are their descendants. For Palestinians, any attempt to move from Gaza would evoke dark historical memories of what the Arab world calls the Nakba or catastrophe, the mass displacement of Palestinians during Israel creation 75 years ago. Egypt has previously warned against any forced displacement of Palestinians from Gaza into the Sinai Desert, which Sisi said could jeopardize the peace treaty Egypt signed in Israel in 1979. Jordan is already home to around 2.3 million registered Palestinian refugees according to the United Nations. The vast majority of Gaza's people have been displaced, often multiple times by the Gaza war then that began after Hamas attack on southern Israel on October 7, 2023. Trump's new administration has promised unwavering support for Israel without yet laying out details of its Middle East policy. He confirmed yesterday and Saturday that he had ordered the Pentagon to release a shipment of 2,000 live bomb for Israel, which was blocked by his predecessor, Joe Biden. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the last and fourth on the priority list is the new Trump administration have hinted to impose sanction on the main leadership of Taliban government in Afghanistan, and that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. And also, uh, starting from 27th of January, next week is going to be one of the most busy week for the journalists like we people. Let's hope that the world leaders will actually bring some receipt for the people, for the billion people of the world across the world. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Bye bye. Khuda Hafiz.